da da. Hold up, hold up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Da 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 da. Hold up, hold up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold up, hey, woman.
Hello, welcome to Celestial Sisters. I'm Erin.
And I'm Marley. And this is Snake Oil.
If this is your first time catching up with us, welcome to the insanity that is our life.
Yes.
Where we come and share stories, talk about daily, things that are in the news, things that are happening.
I tried my creepy skin product buys. I got some snail music coming up.
And you did try the tape. So if you've been with us before, you know the drill. Like, subscribe,
share,
and stick around. We're gonna have some fun tonight. We went on a trip.
Yes.
On Friday, we went over and picked up a very good friend and fellow Celestial sister. And her name's Carolyn, and she's joining us in the studio audience right now.
Right.
But we went up to Portland, picked her up. We had a great time.
We did, and we got to walk around
The downtown market.
Their farmers market kind of put ours to shame.
It was a really
nice one.
Farmers market. There was so much stuff there, it was a little overwhelming.
Yeah, but theirs was mostly produce. Like a lot of ours is, but there's also a lot of artists and stuff and musicians and stuff. And I mean, they had that as well, but so much food from more cultures than what we're offering in ours.
In Chico,
yeah.
It was really nice though, because the park was huge. And all the people were very, very nice. We met some really cute dogs.
Oh my goodness!
Little pugs and things like that. And then we took a very long walk.
Yeah.
To downtown Portland. And
I went to the Rose Garden.
But we sat down in the middle of the square there.
Pioneer Square,
and hung out there in the sunshine. Got our lips chapped.
Yeah, I hadn't been there in so long, and it was like, I was just like, there was a Swatch store. And there was this, and there was
and
this.
And now there's a Louis Vuitton, and Gucci,
and
so
it upgraded a little bit.
Just a bit. It was my first time going there, so it was really pretty. My allergies did not act up
it's
at all.
Just our area that's bad because, well, I was congested and had stuff, but I already had that going on when it was coming up.
Yeah.
But the rain just felt like it cleansed.
Yeah, and the drive over was nice. It wasn't too scary or...
We did go slow. It was so dark, though. That's the thing. I mean, when you're driving up there in the mountains...
You're in a little tiny car.
It's just pitch black, and you're like, are my lights on? I don't know if there's reflection. But just take it easy. We weren't in any hurry. I mean, we were trying to get up there, but we're not going to risk our lives to get there, you know?
It was the drive back that was scary.
That was the scary.
That drive on the way back. There's that summit there, the mountain range that's between Portland. No, it's between Portland
Grants Pass.
Grants Pass was after that. It's between Portland and Medford. There's that big mountain. I think the Siskiyou, right? I think it's the Siskiyou mountain. It was, but we were up in the clouds. It was 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, something like that. And it was scary.
Foggy cloud. Like we were in the clouds. You could not see, not even a foot in front of you. We couldn't see
the lines.
Nothing. The reflectors.
Nothing on the sides. Nothing. And there was nobody driving around us.
And the incline's a good 70%. You know, so you're like up that part.
I just want to say thank you to all the truckers out there. Because we don't know if we would have been alive without you. Because
we were doing that for a while.
Our guardian angels were working overtime because there was no one around us for 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden, there was a truck there and pulled up in front of us and put their hazards on and guided us down because there was no way in my little car I was going 10 miles an hour.
He put his flashers on, went slow, and got us through because he could see over it. Total guardian angel, you know?
Yeah.
But we were joking, as our fellow Celestial Sisters' grandfather used to be a truck driver, so who's to say he didn't come and
telling you, someone
it was a guardian angel.
Totally. And on our trip, we found the sign, and I thought this was fitting because I whisper WTF to myself at least 20 times a day. I mean, it's accurate. accurate.
Well, I do that to myself because things disappear and I lose things. I'm not gonna say I don't lose them, but things disappear and I lose them, and then I'm like,
I deal with the public. So for me, it's people have been taking stupid pills, and I don't know if it's extra.
it's in the air.
It's just people have been.
And you know, I just noticed earlier we went to the park and we saw some people a little older than us, maybe 20, 25 years, and they were full on having a childish, like, best friend fight in the park, and it was two men.
Yeah, and we had our best friend fight this weekend.
Yeah,
So it's in the air. It's in the air.
It's in the air.
We only
And
get
it was
like once
stupid,
a year,
you
once
know?
every couple of years when we fight like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's alright.
That's what I said, hey, it's done. We're good for a long time.
And then we got in the car and drove 8 hours in a car with no problem.
Yeah.
So, or 10 hours.
Well, it was more like 9 because we were going so slow.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed taking that drive and picking up our friend. We've had a lot of laughs already so far, and that's what it's all about.
We've been recouping from that trip as well, so that's why we didn't tape or do a live last night. It was more of
I
a
was so tired yesterday.
that drive.
Because we went on Friday, spent a little bit of Saturday, and then drove back Saturday night.
Yeah,
So
it
we
was
were
a
home by
turnaround.
like 2 o'clock. Turnaround.
1.
Yeah. We were home by 1:30.
Yeah.
But I was like I finally was able to like slide into bed at like 2:30. Because I had to wind down a little bit.
And for my dumb butt, thank goodness she was able to, I don't know, great sleep, but I like after 4 or 5 hours of sleep just popped up like I'm awake.
I don't know how you do that.
I don't know.
I had like
either.
3 hours of sleep.
But I was
from the night
still
before.
cranky, but I'm just, what are you gonna
Very
do?
cranky.
I worked through it. I prayed on it. I meditated. I'm human.
We're all human. I get
Hey.
cranky all the time.
School of life. You can only learn and
If I'm not
move
cranky,
forward.
then I'm putting on a show because I could be cranky.
No, not at all.
But
So you don't talk to her without coffee, at
No.
least offerings. And let her have a sip or two before you even engage.
no, did you know that I actually trained the kids? When they were little, when they would go and make me a cup of coffee, they'd have to slowly come in, set it down on the table, and then tiptoe backwards out of the room and go, coffee's on the table. And then not talk to me for 10 minutes at least.
Yeah. As I said, let her get a
but
little
then
coffee.
once that coffee hit
Then she's
in,
like, okay, guys.
the noise was on, the chaos was on, and there was nothing I could do to stop it. So I just wrote it out until the end of the day. So, I mean, that's pretty much how life is now. So, another thing we were going to talk about was the Woody and
Matthew McConaughey.
Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey.
They really might be brothers. I know that it's been trending in the act, and they look similar, and they're from the same area of Texas, and the families know each other. And it turns out, Mama was on second divorce. Woody's daddy was out. They were at the same location at the same time. And when asked Matthew McConaughey's mom, she goes, "Oh, I knew your father." So, Woody's all about the DNA, and Matthew's a little on the fence. He wants it, but he also doesn't want to discredit or
I get that.
the father that raised him, if he is or isn't.
I do get that because I met my father later in life, and
Right.
my uncle raised me.
Exactly.
And so I have mad respect for my uncle, and I see him as my father
Exactly.
figure because that's who disciplined me
Yeah,
and
raised
taught me
you.
right from wrong, taught me how to drive,
And-
boo-booed my band-aid, band-aided my
Exactly.
boo-boos and did all that. But getting to know my dad has been really nice, and he's a great guy. So.
Oh, super great. I think we touched on it.
Yeah, he likes to sing, karaoke. He's friendly, cancer free, so that's awesome.
Oh.
I'm super happy to hear that myself. He's been going through it this last year with that, so he's finally on the other side of it. And him and his wife finally got to retire this year.
Oh, good.
So we spent a little bit more time as I
Though we can tell a funny story of their visit to you recently.
Yeah, they came up to go they were gonna go stay in Reading, and they had their camper with them, and they were gonna try to get onto the BLM land, and it was raining and gross, and when they tried
And
to
they're
get in,
coming in from Lompoc.
Lompoc, like 8-10 hours away, 8 hours away, and they get all the way up there, and the road that they were supposed to be going down to stay and to get in there was washed out, and it was already like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, so they just turned around and went home.
But he could have stopped at another RV place and
You know what?
just
though?
even
It's
for the night.
I think
I
it
know.
was just enough to make. the
But
trip
some
to-
people, you get, it's like, it's not meant to be.
Yeah, exactly right.
Just like us taping that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
Something just was saying no. So
But I'm sad you missed the opportunity to be able to show your dad your town and everything,
he's been here before.
True. Okay.
So, he'll be back. Now that summer's coming around and there's no more rain. Well, we have like, one more day of rain
Well,
or 2 more days of rain or something.
We
It's
can
supposed to be like 95 by Thursday.
and if you know when he's coming up, we can make a reservation, and that way there's no problems.
Yeah, well, the BLM you don't have to. There's
really?
plenty of it around here. I just haven't had a chance to look it up and to find other
Yeah.
locations, but that just wasn't meant to be. So that's okay. But he's a great guy, and so I know how Matthew McConaughey feels, not wanting to give that disrespect to the father that raised
Right.
him.
Yeah. But I liked Woody's response. He said, "Hey, no, brother. You're not losing a father. You're gaining a father and a brother."
Getting all of it all at once.
All right, all right, all
All
right.
right, all right. So, we were talking about some of the adventures we had as a threesome, gruesome threesome that we were back as teenagers. And I just want to say this again. I'm really, really glad there were no cameras around when we were growing up. Because
If social media was
Oh.
around,
oh hell,
we were already insecure enough.
people would have been arrested.
But also, we are.
Should have been arrested.
Well, I should say these two, but they toughened me up. You're a lot tougher than the kids these days.
Oh,
We had to be. Because there was no social media, so we had to entertain ourselves.
It's like my shirt says, Gen X raised on hose water and
And neglect.
Right?
Right? So we get up to no good because who's going to stop you at that age?
Who was caring?
And I swear we had those guardian and we did some shady things that we shouldn't be alive today. You don't get in strangers' cars or pick up hitchhikers.
That was once. We were all together.
We were all in there. And we were late getting back to my
thought,
house.
We thought that was going to be a great reason to
We could
prevent
say,
it.
oh,
but-
we helped this gentleman, and that's why we're late. We picked up the hitchhiker, dropped him off at the Texaco, get there. My dad's worst pissed that we picked up a hitchhiker that we're late.
I still, my favorite though was the time we drove back from your sister's Halloween party from way out on Fairview Road, and you and I were the ones driving, even though we did not. But our friend was in the back seat with the drunk guy who
You've
had
already
a
said
license.
his name
I know,
before.
but was in the back seat with us.
Yes, this person was of age. I'm 15, she's 14, and she's 14. And it's a stick shift. So she's steering and I'm working
I was doing the pedals
and
steering,
I was doing the stick shift.
because she knew how.
I knew the age pattern because at least they've had that.
We knew that.
Yeah.
We got home, but
Yeah.
your dad was there to wait for us in the driveway as we all rolled out of the car.
Well, at least, you know what? Yes, it's poopy that he was there and did that, but at least he was a dad and there. You know what I mean?
Your
to
poopy? Is it the poopy bag?
Yeah. The poop bag.
Put it
The
in
poo-poo bag.
Put it in the poo-poo bag.
Yes. But he was I think he was like the typical dad. Any dad would be mad at you rolling in and your underage children are driving their older sister's car with a drunk person who's way too old to be in the car with these girls.
Yeah, he was
As of age to drive.
He was
Yeah.
18 as a junior. Or maybe 19 as a junior. He wasn't very bright.
Yes. We've already kind of went.
Yeah.
We've had inappropriate names were
All
nicknames.
inappropriate nicknames. Twatler was that one.
Boner, we had Boner.
Twatler. Twatler. That boy.
What?
He was
Wait.
so strange.
We had Crandall. We had all kinds of different ones.
We had a good time. We had a lot of good times.
But to be fair, we gave each other horrible nicknames as well.
I didn't have a nickname. Oh, well, you gave me guys the Makeout Bandit nickname, but that wasn't really like.
We had, well,
It
her and
wasn't
I.
like, hey, Makeout Bandit when you called my name. It was.
I
hey,
was Sam
Darren.
Fear. And
Yeah.
Toadstool, we had one of those.
Little mushroom. I got the haircut and
How,
everything.
why did we think those were cool nicknames?
Why do?
She even had put it on my birthday cake that she had. I was so happy.
So, and was that the
It's
same time?
Zampier, My Wild Irish Rose. From Danny, Ready with Danny and Malachi in the car, and them having the pan flute, like, Zampier music. Again, we shouldn't have been in that car either.
No, there was many a time where we should not have been in.
But to be fair, we were not even. People think Hollister is close to the city. It is very rural, and so with 2 movie theaters and nothing and a bowling alley.
It was
That's
only a 1.5 movie theater because Granada was only half a theater because it was so gross.
and the showcase was.
And then the showcase burned down, so then we were only left
with the
Granada, with the sticky floors, the weird bathrooms.
They are in front by the screen, so you're in like the old view.
And every time you walked around,
oh,
and it smelled like
the
weird.
seats are ripped. You're sinking
It
in.
smelled weird. It smelled weird.
It smelled like it should. It was probably an adult theater during the day.
That's a problem.
Oh my god!
But it was really close to the library, so when you didn't really want to watch the movie, you go stand out in front of the library and goof off. Make out with boys. Whatever.
Or we hung out at the Legion with all the boys that skateboarded. There was not a lot to do, and the teenage pregnancy rate was the highest ever.
Hey, I was one of them.
And we were like the capital of teenage pregnancy at one point. I wasn't trying.
I didn't. I wasn't just a statistic
But
once. I was a statistic.
But I'm not
twice.
lying about that.
No, but I was, let's be clear. I was a statistic not once, but
But
twice.
twice.
I was pregnant when I was 15, going on 16, and 16 going
Going
on
on
17.
17.
Actually, no, I was 17 going on 18.
Yes, because you.
Because I was pregnant in November, and I just turned 17 in October.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, my kids are Irish twins, but
So are my brothers.
hey, there was nothing else to do, and there was nothing on TV.
Yeah.
I tell you, that's how it happens, right?
Yeah. But you know what? It's either. I don't know. 3 to 4 years can make people very competitive, but I think when you're back to back, you gotta stick together because you're in that same age group.
They got my older ones. They got along, or I thought they got along great.
Yeah.
I thought they were.
I never saw.
That's because they fought behind closed doors. Because anytime they would fight, both of them would get in trouble. Or if one was doing something the other would tell, they would both get in trouble. One for tattling, and then because you're supposed to watch out for your brother. You're supposed to use this as leverage for next time when you want something. It's your blackmail. Don't give it away. Use it. And so
That's how my sister and I were. My mom had no idea.
I taught my kids that because you have to make them stick together because the world is hard enough.
Well, I scared her because I would just go crazy because you can only get picked on so much.
Yeah, I found out that the reason why they didn't was because they would get mad at each other and then they would go into the bedroom and then they would just box it out. And they would come out and one of them would have a bruise here or a bruise there and be like, where did those come from? They're like, oh, I felt that outside. But it was really, they were just like slugging it out.
I think me and my sister did it once, but then the blackmailing started. Like, I'm gonna tell mom that if you don't tell mom I stole stickers from the store.
And it's okay. I'll tell mom that you had a party and let all the boys in her room.
Yeah.
With your friend. It's like
It was-
orgy in your parents' room. Not really.
No.
Mom watching.
No,
That didn't actually happen. I swear.
Like, well, this is the first that I'm hearing of
It was
this.
just an example. That was at another part. Those were at other parties.
I never went to any of those then. I played strip poker.
You had photos taken at one of those parties.
There wasn't an orgy, it was with one person.
True.
You said orgy, there was no orgy.
No.
And to be fair, I left the party and peed in front of the old the old Knob Hill and the sign there. That's how messed up I was.
Or that time that your old roommate and I got drunk before and we were going to walk to go pick you up and we
Passed out on the funeral lawn, and it has this chain fence. It's only 1 foot off the grass at Grunwell and they thought that they would get me some tequila because I liked it, but they decided, well, to dip into it first and then go shopping.
So I was only 18 and I had my husband that I just married was 21, and so he bought alcohol because I was going to spend the weekend at her house. And
she was finally not pregnant and could actually enjoy herself.
And so he got us this big handle of the Jose Cuervo Gold, and then she had to work, so we were like, okay, we're just gonna have a couple shots while we're waiting for her because we've got time to spend.
And then you went down to the market below
and then
us.
we got we started drinking and we just couldn't stop drinking it. And then we decided we wanted to go down to the Brothers Market, which is
to get lemons.
and we just broke shit.
You know, you came home with Comet and toast.
No, it was Bisquick, shakeable Bisquick.
You had Comet.
Bread. The Comet we had to buy because he broke it open and it's still on the floor. So they were not.
All I know is they were there. I was walking home from my job,
Yeah.
and we lived upstairs downtown.
And I rolled back down the stairs and
I had to get
smashed my
them.
head and I never have drinking tequila.
Then I had a trundle bed, so I popped it up and had it next to mine. I was on the main bed, she was on this.
I got lost.
In the morning, she's not there, and looking for her. Cannot say. I'm like, Erin, I hear, hello. I'm like, where are you? I don't know. It's dark. She had fallen between the trundle bed, but the trundle got pushed back.
It was like 3 o'clock in the morning at that point.
And then I go into the bed in our kitchen, and Brian is passed out on a piece of bread on the floor.
The bread on his
face. And I'm just like, what the hell?
What happened
And
here?
then they're like, oh, and then
still-
they poured the last in this glass.
We
They
still-
put it in the windowsill. They're both in the word.
we saved you a shot. 1 drip double shot of tequila. The rest of the bottle was gone.
God, that's what I'm saying. That glass. That was
Again,
it.
I have never been able to drink tequila ever since that moment.
That was hilarious, but also not cool.
Not cool.
Because all he was there is, where are you? I don't know.
And your other roommate, I can't find her. Well, let's just go to
Well, being
Jerry's.
that there was no bedrooms, it was just 2 open rooms and a kitchen and a bathroom because it was this weird layout.
Studio.
Where the bathroom window faces the hall so that you can look in.
You can guess out the hallway. When you open
And it was like the tub was right there against the window. And I remember Tina was doing Lord of the Rings, and she was like Gollum, and she was green, and she had to paint herself all the time. And that tub was permanently stained green.
Oh man. Oh god. Okay.
I'm sorry, just
okay.
fun things that
Funny
happen.
little, tidbits from our past that
Oh yeah.
sprung to memory.
I don't know why Brian decided. I mean, it was cute, and he knew the lady was a hairdresser place. He decided that we needed to pull up the linoleum in our rented apartment because he found wood underneath it. He thought we could just stain it. So we were getting stuck on pieces. So he literally just got some of the
I'm so
stain
glad.
varnish.
I'm just so glad that he's grown up and doing well.
I just
Because
don't know
I
what we were
worried.
thinking. And we painted, we did stuff, and
I really worried about that boy.
we shouldn't have
glad he
been
grew up.
touching anything,
I'm glad he grew up and has a really great career.
Yeah. I'm just
really
talking about
smart,
funny
but-
moments, like things that didn't click in. They were great memories, though.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, I helped him with the floor, so I was
1
on
out
board.
of 2 ain't bad.
I was on board with the plan. So that's what I said. I kept faulting him, like, why, though?
So-
I think we pulled up a piece accidentally in the linoleum,
I
and
think it came up.
And then we kept picking at it, and then we saw wood, and we're like, oh, we can get some of that old English stain oil and just do the floors. Slick as shit.
So hey, you tried that scar tape, right?
Mhm.
Because we've decided that my skin is just too sensitive for.
Well, she
stuff.
wasn't sure. She has a sensitivity to the adhesives of any kind of bandage, pretty much. This is the silicone scar tape.
Even paper tape.
I'm gonna grab it.
Even paper tape. can
I
be
literally
bad.
saw this is the one they advertised, alright? I'm not gonna show you the brand really, but I'll show you here. This is the one. It is not the one they put on TikTok. I'm telling you, this is just like that sports tape, just shiny on the outside. And it is.
And with the box has a picture of a bikini on the bottom. So I don't know who has scars on their vagina.
How
I mean,
bad are you
and if
shaving yourself?
And if you do, who's seeing it that you have to have scar tape?
Yeah, because like, why would you need scar tape?
See, I'm not lying.
It's not for a bikini wax. That's the thing. So why are you showing a bikini?
It's underwear.
And I'm just gonna tell you, the tape that they tape, the scar tape, is way stronger than the actual scar tape. Because I'm struggling to get it off.
It's just Like,
And
looks
it tears like skin. You can't really even pull it. I was cutting it, thinking I get a nice cut. And by the time you get it on you, it just kind of like waddles up and like
doesn't
stick. And I'm like, I essentially made a mummy forehead on this to try to get it to stick. I know how to make fun. I had clean, dry skin, and I sat there and then
it's being held on with tape.
Because it's silicone and does not really breathe, I just sweated and it lifted and fell off. So, thumbs down on this poo-poo.
All the way down.
This is poo-poo bag.
And the other thing, the beef tallow, although it made our skin feel
I didn't like
really,
it, but
really nice, it gave me blackheads, and
she does get it. And I was like, I start getting blackheads right here. She's like, hey, dude, that's the only place, and I get when it's a random one, like from toothpaste or something.
Yeah, I've never really had skin issues.
No,
so
I have,
for me
but
to have a blackhead on my face,
and I'm like, that is the weirdest place. It's on the top of your cheekbones.
My skin must be greasy, just greasy enough.
Exactly. The perfect amount of grease.
But
yeah. Or maybe it's because it's meat product that.
And I don't eat a lot of meat, so.
Well, I don't really think you're supposed to put animal
in your body or on your face.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
they do.
There are plenty of people who absolutely love it.
And their skin is beautiful.
Some. But I mean, to be honest.
It did moisturize me. My skin felt supple, but I've never got blackheads here, and you're like little arrows.
My pores were bigger.
Yeah.
My pores got bigger, which is weird. It's almost like my body was like, give me beef.
Well, maybe it works for other people. I'm just saying it, good and bad. Would you rate it? 1 out of 10. What would you rate it?
If it weren't for the blackheads, I would definitely rate it like higher. But because of the blackheads, I have to rate it like a 4.
I would say 5.
Yeah, but because I don't like to have to pick up my skin.
Right. I'm just saying, it didn't happen right away, but after using it. See?
It's just weird.
It's just like that foamy sports tape.
No, it's not even like the foamy. This is like a pore strip.
Yeah.
This is like a pore strip with no stick.
But yeah, the pore strips you at least get wet to stick on you.
Do you get it wet? No.
No, it wouldn't stick if you got this wet. But it's just almost like really thin, silly putty sheets.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's crap.
It's
okay? Crap. It's fake. They're lying to you. Fair.
Hey,
it's the snake oil. We're supposed to be telling you if it's true or not.
Would you buy it again?
Hell no.
Would we buy the beef tallow again? Maybe.
I would give it as a gift because it wasn't bad, but I'd let them know not to use it on their upper cheeks.
I'd let somebody else have it.
Maybe I would give it to somebody that I don't
care about.
Like if it was a Secret Santa gift, then I don't know who it's gonna go to.
A grab bag.
Here, bad skin. I think we only got the one each.
Oof. I still like the gold.
And
serum.
Our new celestial sister has not tried it yet, but she's gonna give us her opinion as well.
Yeah.
I like it because it's a peptide, so it's basically giving nice vitamins and stuff, nutrients to your skin and keeping it moist. And
hyaluronic acid.
And then the gold itself is actually 24 karat gold that goes in there. And
so it was good. That's still nice.
Yeah.
So I can't complain about that yet. So.
And I still like the lifting cream. I mean, I'm sure there's ones that tighten more, but I do notice my brow and stuff tighter when I use it. But it doesn't last as long as I wish it would last, like 8 hours. That would be wonderful.
20 minutes.
45? Maybe
45 minutes, maybe. Yeah, because it wasn't like super great at keeping everything high and tight.
No. But I noticed.
There's like the Greek.
I like it high and tight.
Like the Greek wedding times 3 is like pull my neck, smile. That's you really want something that feels like someone's holding your neck back.
But that's actually in culinary terms, that's how you play. You play it high and tight.
Yeah, nice and high in the middle, and
you want height and you want
noodles together.
Well, you want your space. You have your ratio.
Place your bets. Yeah.
So Mom's like, keep it high and tight.
Anyway, we want to thank you so much for joining us again. Remember,
high and tight.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe button.
Please.
We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll be filming again tomorrow. might take a day or so to get it out, but
yeah,
we'll be back. And we appreciate you all so very much.
Thank you guys for joining us and supporting us. And we're getting some things set up. So if you guys want to be super fans, absolutely. It'll give us more products to try and more laughs for you guys.
Yeah, and maybe we won't have to go through Temu, so we can actually have them here on time. Fair.
True.
All right, guys. Have
Love
a
you
great
guys.
night. Mwah. Be a good human.
Be a good human. Keep your vibration high.
Always remember to smile, and nothing is ever that bad that you can't wake up tomorrow and feel a little bit better. Bye.
Bye.